Welcome back to New York City as we get set for our second of two women's doubles semifinals. This one going to determine who moves on to the gold medal match to face the #1 seed Simone Jardim and Allison Harris. As we welcome you into the booth, Dorian Kraft alongside Chad Edwards, Rob Nunnery getting a chance to join us for this broadcast. Rob, excited to have you here, talk about your pickleball perspective. I'm very much looking forward to getting someone's opinion different than Dom's.
Well, excited to be here. We have 4 great players in the court, and I've played with and against all of them a lot, so excited to bring some insight.
Also a cameo from Dawn as we are live here on YouTube. She's bringing us drinks and snacks. It is a full crew production.
Dawn, you might as well wave to the camera now. Yeah.
Dawn, say hi to everyone at home. Get set for the second women's doubles match. Robbie, you were talking, you've played with Susanna, you've played with Megan. You are very familiar with these 4 women on the court. What should we expect from your perspective in this matchup?
Yeah, there's going to be, I mean, as you see with just the last women's match, you have just fantastic points. There's a lot of speed ups, not a ton of dinking. There's really sharp drops from Susanna. Fudge will dig everything out, play amazing defense. Yana hits the ball harder than any female I've ever played against. It's ridiculous. She just lit me up in Cincinnati. And Mari plays the left like some of the best men in the world. I mean, she's got a ridiculous flick out of the air. She's got great put-away power, and she doesn't miss many dinks on that backhand side.
Mari is what we refer to as a left side queen. I got to talk to her yesterday. She said, if I only could play the left for the rest of my career, I would be thrilled.
She is so strong over there. She doesn't miss much, and she's got so many weapons with that backhand roll, which is, I would say it's one of the strongest on the female side.
Well, there's a look at Megan Fudge and Yana Newell in the pinks and blues. In the center of your screen. These two faced off yesterday in the women's singles final. Yana Newell, 26 years old, making her home in Kansas City, Missouri. And speaking of Megan and Yana facing off against one another, we welcome in AJ McCord, who got a chance to talk to Yana about moving past the singles and going into the doubles mindset.
That's right, Dorian. Yana telling me that it actually wasn't that difficult for her to move past last night's loss in women's singles gold medal match to Megan Fudge because she enjoys their relationship off the court so much. Yana telling me that she actually doesn't love to play singles because she is at her best when she is fiery, when she is competitive, and she has a hard time tapping into the full depth of that when she's going against someone like Megan, who is a friend, who she respects. And so expect these two to really feed off each other's energies today here in this women's semifinal.
Thanks, AJ. You could have surprised me saying that Yana didn't fully tap into that fieriness as she was going up against Megan Fudge last night. Those two really got in some great rallies. Right through the middle for the winner.
Barr getting a little more power on the backhand there, but we already saw that flick that you were talking about there, Rob, from Humberg.
Point. Yeah, she just left that a little high, and she's not going to miss a lot on the backhand side, but as we saw, she missed a forehand drop, and that is one spot she's worked in.
Point.
Barr into the net, a point for Fudge and Newell as they get on the board.
I don't know how that worked. A little slice speed up down the middle. That should never work.
2-0-2.
Isn't that half the fun, though, figuring out how things work when they're not really supposed to?
Well, that's sometimes how it works, is you never expect that. There it is.
Side out.
A backhand flick from Mari Humberg going right into the left hip of Yana Newell.
0-2-1.
0-2-1.
Second server.
I would say that's the toughest part of Mari's game right now is that transition zone and those serves.
0-2-2.
Once she dials that in, she's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, Humberg has all the tools in the toolbox as she puts it through the 5-hole there. Still really in her first full year as a pro pickleball player after coming over from finishing her collegiate tennis career at the University of Louisville.
2-2.
That is a pretty lob in the corner pocket.
Well, I mean, that's a heavy topspin lob right there as well. You throw in a little bit of side spin. Fudge turns correctly, opens up that left hip, but as she goes to hit it, kicks back into the body.
It's one of my
2-2-2.
favorite shots. You show speed up, and then the lob comes out of the air.
Susanna couldn't get that one high enough. I was just about to say, Rob, you've been spoiled because you've been playing alongside Susanna, who, as we all know, is the queen of lobs.
I mean, yeah, she pulled that one a little early, but when she has that rhythm of going forehand out of the air a few times and throws it in, it's money.
Oh, beautiful combination for forehand winner.
Well, Newell's not going to give you too many opportunities to get that ball back, especially on a high forehand. But goes crossbody on Humberg, creates the pop-up.
Second service.
Easy put away there for Barr.
Barr says, I've got some power right there on a high forehand as well.
3-2-2.
Yeah, make no mistake, there's a ton of paddle coming off, or a ton of power coming off of all 4 paddles of these women.
Well, potentially there is paddle coming off when they hit the ball that hard.
True. Listen, I may have been accidentally correct. It happens sometimes. Newell cuts it just a little too fine. One duo already into the women's doubles gold medal match. That is Allison Harris and Simone Charging. They took it in 2 tight games over Kelsey Grambo and Amanda Hendry.
And, she cut it too fine.
There was so much court open too.
That
was so wide.
I mean, that's a nunnery special right there. Of just
hitting into the post?
No. I was going to say that
you're not
around the
wrong.
post on the forehand side. I have seen you hit a few into the post. But
and it's risk reward, right?
Going for that back corner instead of going for too sharp of an angle there like Newell did.
That's where Susanna's so good with on that forehand roll cross court. She just it pushes you back, and it opens up a lot of court.
As an opponent, when you're facing
4-3-1.
Susanna with that roll, how do you counter it?
You have to try to take it out of the air as best as you can, because if you let that thing bounce, it's just pushing you so far back that you're going to pop it up. So you got to hold your ground on the line and try to take it out of the air.
4-3-2.
Easier said than done, right?
Of course.
Oh, Humberg, the Ernie.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of my next gen players this morning, and they just played Mari and Susanna, and they're like, how do you hit that flick? I was like, in reality, if you haven't worked out the forearm and the wrist and that strength, because she loads it back so far and then explodes out of it. You know, if you don't have that forearm and wrist strength, you're going to do some damage trying to mimic Mari Humberg. Oh, this time tries to make the adjustment and go deeper, but she overran it.
Chad, did that also look like me?
Yes. I've seen that one from you as well.
Chad, to go back to
We're
your
covering all the bases.
3-5-2.
Well, all that we're missing then is that backhand roll that lands about 3 feet in the court when it looks like it's going out.
Well, nobody else really has the Rob Nunnery mixer, you know? Or the full swing counterattack that everybody lets go and that lands 2 feet in like you're talking about.
I can't hit very hard.
5-3-1.
Great lob.
Fudge all over it at the kitchen line.
All set up by the lob, really. Pulled Mari off the line, and even though they didn't win the point on the lob, it got him in better position.
Barr getting a little too big. Rob, you just mentioned that previous point was set up by the lob. In your opinion, are we seeing lobs getting more into the game? It used to be just Susanna, but all of a sudden we're starting to see more and more players. Allison Harris threw up a handful in the last game.
Yeah, it's very dependent on the conditions. And here it's pretty warm. We're playing on Pickleball United courts, which the ball doesn't bounce as high. So it plays very slow here. So the lob's super effective, especially if you're taking it out of the air.
Look at Rob bringing the high-level analysis. We don't need you anymore, Chad.
Careful now.
Chad's just thinking about how many ATPs I've missed.
Careful now. Well, I was going to say, you know, there's probably a miss on the court that we've seen you make, like, in every single match across the board.
Yeah, I do.
5-2.
I get myself in trouble, and I try to claw out of it.
You do.
A lot.
You do. You're an escape artist at times.
Straight into the crowd. But that's an important part of being a professional, is learning how to get yourself out of jams, especially if you don't have your best stuff on a certain day.
No, 100%. I think being able, and that's what I mentioned with Mari, like being able to scramble in midcourt and play good defense and get back into the kitchen is a huge deal. And I think I've already seen marked improvement by her on that. She's already got all the offense in the world, as we're seeing now.
Right there, on cue.
But as she continues to get better, it's going to be all from the midcourt and the transition zone and thirds where, you know, I watched her 2 months ago. She's chopping that forehand drop, and it's going higher, going to the net, and now she's making it. So she's getting much, much better.
Well, it's pretty easy when you elevate a ball like that.
Yeah, a little too much there from Newell. Not sure if she just didn't commit to the speed up there, but just kind of flicked the paddle at it.
Fudge and Newell taking a timeout as they find themselves trailing by 3. And Susanna Barr, Mari Humberg looking very comfortable as a newer duo in this tournament. And AJ McCord joins us now with more on how this partnership formed.
Well, Dorian, I was talking with Susanna before her and Mari took the court here today, and I asked her, what do you think is the biggest strength that you and Mari bring to the court together? And she said, it's because we're both very crafty. And Mari yesterday was telling me that craftiness with the ability to throw so many things on the court at any given time is actually something she's trying to be more strategic about, because each of them have so many different shots within their arsenal that they can pull out at any given time. For Mari specifically, she said, now I want to be more strategic with when and how I use them. Susanna Barr, a very crafty player with the types of shots she's able to do, the types of lobs like you guys have been talking about, she is able to throw up on her opponents. And so that's one of the things that Susanna says is making this duo work so well.
Thanks, AJ. Mari and Susanna off to a good start, and I was talking with them as well, and I was excited to see this partnership. It's one of the things that I've loved about this 2024 season. We are starting to see partnerships coalesce, but there's been a lot of movement this year, and it's provided us with a lot of new opportunities and intriguing matchups.
Well, they did play together in Delray, and it was kind of a feeling out process. The communication wasn't there, and they had a couple of rough matches that they escaped. But definitely here in New York, looking a little more cohesive.
7-4-2.
You and the big words this weekend.
Oh, look, you just used one 5 seconds ago.
Well, I don't give you a lot of compliments, so I thought that I would try to start mixing those in a little bit.
I thought you were making fun of me.
Shut out.
You gave me a
I know it's a very fine line.
Gave me a compliment? I'm not used to compliments.
4-7-1.
I'll take it as an offense every time.
Welcome to the booth, Rob. This is what it's like.
Point.
Just wide. Back to a 2-point deficit, 5-7-1 on the paddle of Jana Newell. And it's won by Newell.
A little bit of the power you're talking about right there, Rob.
Yeah, I don't like it.
She hits the ball harder than you.
It's too hard. I don't like it. She can, she can stay away from the court I'm on.
Good ball movement there.
Point.
You know, you talked about earlier, Rob, as far as
1 minute.
how to combat Barr and the cross court. That's exactly it right there, as far as moving it around, not allowing Barr to get into that pattern. So good job there from Newell, going right foot, left foot.
Yeah, and we saw the switch where Megan's on, Fudge is on the right, and we got Newell on the left.
What does that switch do in terms of how Barr and Humberg have to construct their points?
Yeah, it just gives you a different look, right? And I think in Susanna's head, she's thinking, okay, I want to go cross court with Megan all day. But Megan's dinking has been much sharper than it has been in the past. There's marked improvement in it, and she's able to keep balls down. So I think anytime you can give just, in matches, you get stuck in patterns, and when things aren't going well, it's really important to switch the patterns, because you can go the whole rest of the match in that pattern and lose because of it.
So you're saying don't be stubborn.
Don't be stubborn. Yeah, sometimes you got to switch it up.
7-all here in this first game of our second women's doubles semifinals. Great hands there from Fudge.
Yeah, it's a little too big on that last one there from Humberg, and it's almost like the miss hit kind of threw her off on the ball before.
8-7-1.
Oh, some tremendous defense, but Barr just pushing Fudge back with the overhead.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of a shift in strategy with Fudge and Newell, which are ripping thirds right now and relying on their hands.
You like that strategy, Rob?
It's paying off. I mean, again, we don't want to keep the same pattern. Like if something's not working, you want to change patterns, whether that's switching sides, whether it's going drive instead of drop, and they are doing both.
A little bit of hesitation there from Newell as that ball floated. Typically, Humberg's going to reach in and flick that through the middle.
7-9-1.
That's a ball you shouldn't be flicking, and she's flicking.
But she can. But we've seen her do it multiple times below the net there.
Too hot to handle off the paddle of Barr, and they're back within one.
Get anything high to Susanna's forehand, she slaps the living crap out of it.
And we've lost the ball over the side of the barrier here on championship court. Got it back. We're good.
8-9-1.
8-9-1.
I mean, that's the drop she used to always miss, and now she's
Second server.
Second server on the way as Fudge was able to put away the forehand winner.
8-9-2.
Right at the shoulder of Fudge. And you can see what a catch out there in the stands. Love some fan participation here on championship court.
Well, you saw right there, Fudge saying middle. She didn't get Humberg extended enough. Humberg doing an excellent job staying nice and compact with that forehand, getting it back into the body of Fudge quickly. But you can't miss that one in the net there.
Well, we saw that come back to haunt Amanda Hendry and Kelsey Rambeau in the previous semifinal. 9-all.
Second server.
This is the third. Second serve coming.
9-9-2.
So much power. She stays so compact as Newell with that little forehand.
Yeah, well, she definitely has the power, and that when she does get big, we've seen her in the last couple of tournaments at times get a little too big. That's when the ball sprays. She's done a good job here this week of staying more compact.
It's game point for Newell and Fudge.
And take
Humberg turns around with a little laugh because Barr said that ball was going out. If you know anything about Susanna Barr, probably hits the most out balls on tour.
Well, I can attest to that.
Bounce it!
9-10-1.
I have memories of you screaming bounce it in last year's gold medal match.
Ooh.
Oh, right through the middle for the forehand winner. We're tied at 10.
Again, Newell trying to test the forehand there of Barr. Not the spot. If anything, you're going to go middle of the chest there and not allow her to clear anything.
10-10-1.
But it is odd because, like, you know, most people are sitting backhand when they're on the right side. It's just like she's not.
No.
Humberg all over the court, and it's given them game point.
Yeah, excellent counter there, reset, and then the
11,
movement
10,
to
1,
come
1
over
minute.
and cover. This ball into the body, tough there, gets it down. Quick to react there from Humberg.
And really set up by Susanna Barr's really aggressive roll dinks, which is, I would say, you know, that with her thirds are her best attributes.
So, Rob, you've been in this situation before, playing alongside both Megan Fudge and Susanna Barr. What is the key for both of these players coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, I mean, Susanna wants a rhythm. She wants to methodically get up to the kitchen line, dictate points in the kitchen with her roll dinks to try to get a pop-up. Megan wants you to speed up at her. She's got really fast hands. She's got great counters. Her defense is amazing. If you leave anything up, she'll go after it. But I would say Susanna wants to dictate with her dinks, and Megan wants you to come at her.
One of the things that makes this matchup so intriguing is both players wanting something a little bit different, as this is a close one as we expected here between these two teams, the 2 and the 3 seed meeting in our second of 2 semifinals. And it is game point for Susanna Barr and Mari Humberg.
Let's just be honest, it's super fun because Susanna and Megan used to play together.
Yeah,
so this
they
is a nice little
know
rivalry.
each other's games exceptionally well.
And we will talk about that in game 2 because that was a question I had for Rob. We just haven't had the opportunity to get to it
11,
because there's been so
10,
much action.
Oh.
So Humberg pulls it a little bit too wide, but still on serve, second server. So another chance.
Great timeout.
10-2.
And then Barr misses it. So Rob, you right on point. Great timeout.
Great timeout. Just, I mean, I can't tell you how many times that happened. It happened to me
10,
today,
11,
several times. They call a timeout and just, even when you come back, you're like, focus, get this point, and it's just hard.
Point.
Fudge and Newell fighting off a pair of game points. They have worked it back to 11-all.
Well, and that's a little bit of the Fudge counter
11,
that you're
1.
talking about, Rob, where she almost floated that ball, baiting the speed up.
Yep. I mean, I don't think it's intentional. I don't know. You always hear like a bait ball. I don't think anybody's ever wanting to throw a ball high. Truly. Like, I hit a lot of high dinks, but it's not because I'm doing it on purpose. It sometimes pays off because you leave it high, then you're trying to cover for yourself.
11-2.
But I don't know. I think the bait ball is a myth.
pressure dinking there from Yana Newell was just exquisite.
Well, that's the issue with that roll dink that Susanna has is if it's a really aggressive dink, it's going to be much tougher to handle to roll it back. You have to almost just bunt it back, and she wasn't able to.
Game point. Wide off the paddle of Humberg, and Fudge and Newell outlast the 2 seed. They take game 1 at 13-11 in our women's doubles semifinal. We will be back for game number 2 here on Championship Court of the 2024 Zimmer Biomet APV New York City Open.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious. With better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Stop it. Everybody stop it.
Welcome back to the Big Apple on this beautiful Saturday afternoon at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open as we get set for game 2 of our women's doubles semifinals. Welcome back into the booth, Dorian Kraft, Chad Edwards. Chad, how did Rob do for his first time giving commentary?
You know what? I think he did pretty well. You know, don't give up your day job out on the court just yet. But you've definitely got the insight for sure. Yeah, we always talk about it. Pros make pretty good commentators. They've had the insight. They know exactly what's going on the court.
Well, it's just good to know that we have Rob in the back pocket in case you or Dom go down. We know where we can go for a guest.
How would they go down? What?
Dom and I
pull a what?
Have you seen him fall off of this stage like 3 times this week? It's been
Hey, it's dangerous out here.
It is. There's lots of cords.
Lots of cords, televisions to run into, tents to hit your head on as Barr misses that into the net.
I took my hip out on that TV right there. I took my head out on the center of the tent, and I smacked my forehead into the camera here this morning.
Sounds like a good case for workers' comp, you know?
Commentating is a full contact sport.
Oh, that's a nice
Barr
spot
going
there
right
from
into
Barr.
the body of Fudge. That is a heady play, and it goes back, Rob, what you mentioned. These two used to play together, so they know each other's games so well. When you know each other so well like that, Rob, is it easier or is it harder to go again once another?
You do know each other's game, but at the same time, you're used to playing alongside the person, not across the net from them. So even though you know their tendencies, it's still different because you're not used to playing against them. So I think there is this period of trying to figure each other out, even though you know tendencies.
Barr putting it at the feet of Newell. 1-1. Just absolutely firing at Barr there.
It was the softer of the 5 balls that Barr fought off right there that she missed in the net because it was a little bit more extended. But the power coming out of Jana Newell is impressive for sure.
If I had her power, I'd be so good.
Newell, of course, one of the OGs of the APP Tour. She won Next Gen back in 2021.
Fall.
Oh, push off.
Haven't seen a ton of foot faults in this tournament, but Humberg gets called as she's trying to push off to get the overhead.
I think what you just saw there with Megan is very important for anybody watching at home of how to get to the kitchen line. It's not hit a perfect drop and rush in. It took her 3 or 4 shots to get all the way to the kitchen, but you don't have to hit a perfect third. Make your way in. That's why it's important to get good at the transition zone.
Humberg puts it right back up the middle. Second serve on the way. No, Rob, I think it's a great point because a lot of people watching maybe new to pickleball are starting to play, and they have that tendency to just want to rush the kitchen line.
Yeah, position's everything, and if you hit a high ball and you're moving forward, you're in a lot of trouble.
Just deep there. Barr coming out a little flat. You know, Rob, you said if you had Newell's power, you'd be pretty good. You'd be pretty good if you were her age as well. You know,
yeah,
we're not in our 20s anymore. So.
No, I mean, I could use a lot of help from a lot of different areas.
Missed return by Barr. It's a 3-point deficit here in game number 2 after Fudge and Newell took game 1 13-11.
Great job.
Point.
Got away with one there.
Timeout receivers.
Jana pulled it from her,
5-1-2,
basically her
1
shoelaces to Mari's backhand. She was not expecting it, nor was I. So no surprise that she got caught there.
Barr and Humberg taking a timeout here early on in game number 2 as Fudge and Newell's lead has grown to 4. So Megan and Jana teaming up today in the women's doubles bracket, but last night they were going head-to-head in the women's singles gold medal match. And this one, game number 1, Chad, very tight.
Yeah, extremely tight for Fudge. Newell was ahead. She was hitting excellent balls on the run, and then Fudge started to create the angles, get those balls down, and really create the opportunities. So, you know, there were competitors last night, but like we said earlier, friends off the court, partners here. You know, it's always tough to play against your partner in singles.
That's one of the fun things about the APP Tour. You have mixed, you have doubles, you have singles all going on, and so often you are playing against people that you'll play with later in the tournament. Newell there gets caught a little bit in the center of the court.
Well, it's just a tough ball to speed up from right there. The ball's already behind her body. It's almost a, I'm just going to hit and hope on that one.
A good timeout taken by Humberg and Barr as they're able to earn the side out.
Point.
Nice placement there from Barr at the feet of Newell.
This is a super critical time in this game where they had the timeout. They got the first point from out of the timeout. If I'm Megan and Jana, you really want to lock things down, not let anything go from here. Played really clean points.
Point.
Newell misses the backhand.
Not like that.
So I have to ask you, because I come from a softball background, and I would count outs as we got closer to the end of the game. As a pickleball player, do you start counting points as you're inching closer to that 11?
Yeah, I mean, you don't... Yeah, I mean, not to the point of it being like softball or baseball where it's like, you know, you're showing your teammates that, you know, you have 2. But to the point of you don't want them to get to that 7, 8, 9 ballpark because you know you're going to be in trouble. So you got to keep it close and maintain that. And you just got to, like, the bigger gap there is between points, you've got to just play really clean.
Right, because you don't have margin for error. You can't get multiple points back at a time.
Yeah, yep. That's not always. Sometimes you have to play aggressive and rip. If nothing's working, you have to try to shake and bake, rip. But it's always very, very dependent. But
It's situational.
Situational, but that was a fantastic early timeout at 5-1. Got 3 quick points, right back in it.
So what would you like to see Fudge and Newell do differently out of this timeout?
Be patient. I think Jana's pulling from odd spots and trying to get out of the dink a little early. And I think where they were having success is with just being patient and letting the other side pull. And like I said, Megan's got great counters. Jana's got more power 3 times more power than I do. They're fine. So just be patient. Wait for them to attack. They want to counter. Where did the rain? Is that rain? Where did this come from? Or is that not rain?
No, it is.
It is.
Now we have.
No.
So the day that I don't make it to championship court, there's rain everywhere.
They were out there, but there's a reason why we can't have rainstorm here, but we're not going to go into that.
Okay. Sore subject. Sorry, broadcast.
4, 5,
This is
1.
the same
Love
side. 2
Celsius.
sides.
No.
Just kidding.
We're still rainstorm.
Just kidding, everybody. This is, my opinions are mine alone.
Thanks, sir.
No, I do
Rob
love
Nunnery
it.
not endorsed
Valencia
by the
guys-
AVP for his opinion.
Valencia orange is my favorite.
I would agree with that.
I mean, it's money. It makes me feel like I'm in Valencia. It's everybody drink it.
Rob, get used to Rob while he's here, folks. May not be back for a while.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
It was fun while it lasted.
5-5-2.
5-5-2.
Point.
Sails long off the paddle. Another point for Barr and Humberg if they have taken a 6-5 lead here in game number 2.
Well, again, right there, Fudge trying to create something from a ball that really wasn't there on the speed up.
6-5-2.
If I were coaching Megan and Jan right now, I'd just tell them to be super patient.
Side out.
Helps when you get a missed third there to get back on serve.
And honestly, they're avoiding Susanna's drops because she does hit really sharp drops. But they're not super high margin, so she can give you a flurry of errors. So I'm surprised they're not mixing it up a little bit.
Oh, it's a great idea, but just not executed well enough.
I wouldn't have missed that because I hit it so soft that it would have landed in.
Well, you talk about that. We've had a conversation with it before. I was like, why aren't you using the new power paddle with Selkirk and everything? You're like, no, I like the soft paddle.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take a full swing and the ball still land in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's all player preference. Some people like having a lot of easy power. I like to just create my own power because it feels like more of a challenge. And the tour, I don't think the tour would be able to handle me playing with a power paddle. So just to level out the playing field, I feel like me playing with the Lux is probably the fairest thing to do.
Backhand winner off the edge guard for Fudge. One of us in this booth has to pay attention to what is going on the court.
We're paying attention. We're seeing
this is a fantastic match. Wow, look at that airplane. Look at that angle. Seriously, it's incredible.
We are right near LaGuardia here on the grounds of the USCA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center.
Good pressure there from Barr. Pushing Newell back behind the baseline.
6-1.
Oh, that is just ridiculous. That's how you go from defense to offense.
Those are the points that they want right there. Grind. Like, Fudge is at her best when she's legit scrambling and just getting balls back.
And Fudge turned to Newell after that point and said, so good.
Oh, it's such a tough dink right to Jana's left foot, where we've seen, I think, 3 errors here, not in probably the last 20 minutes. So that's got to be where Susanna's looking to go, is Jana's left foot, because she's struggling there on that backhand dink.
7-6-2.
7-6-2.
That's a big swing there from Newell. Wasn't going to get cheated on that swing for sure. Got a little help from the net cord as well.
What if we made a rule where if you hit the net cord and it goes over, you lose the point, period. It's over. Point's over. You lose it. You lose it. You lose it. I think it would make it way more fair.
That sounds like someone who
there. The point's over.
Done.
That sounds like someone who's been abused one too many times by the net cord.
Well,
Barr tried the patented lob, pushed it a little bit too far, and it is knotted up at 7 here in game number 2. After Megan Fudge and Yana Newell took game number 1, 13-11.
Great drop. That's my favorite.
Getting closer and closer and closer to the net with each time the ball dribbled off of the net cord.
There's nothing a crowd likes more than just balls rolling over.
It's always a. That one actually sat on top of the net cord there for a little bit.
Humberg not
Humberg had a chance to get up there and just blow that as it was popped up as well.
A little bit of friendly banter, but it's a point for Fudge and Newell as Barr and Humberg take another timeout as they trail 8-7 here in game number 2. A reminder to check out pickleballsuperstore.com via the QR code on the screen to get your instant discounts. We are just the second match into the day here on this men's and women's doubles Saturday here at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open. Simone Jargin and Allison Harris already making it into the gold medal match. The winner of this will advance to meet them there. We still have a pair of men's semifinals on the way, by the way.
Hey, let's just put it this way. We're playing under the lights here.
It's night session.
We had night session last night. Nice and cool.
Night session at Billie Jean King Tennis Center. I mean, what more in the world could anybody ever want?
The Open After Dark, baby. It's the atmosphere.
That is everything.
Rob, did you get a chance to play here when you were playing tennis coming up?
Oh, that's great. Oh, my God.
Well, I know some of the younger players.
That is unbelievable that you asked me that. Oh, my God.
That just shows the confidence I have in you as a player.
Well, or delusion. Yeah, no chance. I watched some of this on TV, but never sniffed no chance.
So then what is it like for you to, having watched those tournaments, to get to have the opportunity to play? And you won a gold medal here last year.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. I mean, just the environment. I mean, I love what you guys did with the center court this year. I mean, I always talk about great stadium courts in pickleball, and it's always courts that have really tight bleachers, and that's what we have here, because it makes it just the environment feel so intimate, where the fans are like right in the action, and it's just so fun as a player.
Nice hold there for Barr and Humberg.
All right, critical part here. Here we go.
Monumental hold for Barr and Humberg as they're trailing by 2. Oh, tremendous effort by Barr, but she's not able to get there. Second serve coming.
I will say that Susanna Barr is not one that can get upset with somebody for hitting a net cord and it rolling over.
Yeah, the net lord. I mean, that's a crazy shot. The little backhand scoop, whatever she just did. It's just insane.
Oh, just
one.
A little bit of a wind assist right there.
It's funny you mentioned the backhand scoop. I was talking to Susanna the other night, and in her teaching clinics, people always ask her how she does it. And she's like, I don't know how to teach it the way I do it. I can teach it technically correct, but I just don't know it because it works for me.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't teach it. It's such a crazy shot that's so effective for her.
Keep the secret sauce as Fudge and Newell able to get back on serve, just 2 points away from moving into the gold medal match. Just wide off of the paddle and Newell.
Like the first attack there from Newell into the body of Humberg, but difficult second attack from a ball that was that low.
And Mari sits backhand, so you got to pull that middle.
That's a big put away from Humberg.
Yeah, if the ball's above the net to Mari, it's it's not going to come back a lot.
8-9-1.
8-9-1.
I think Barr thought about going around the post for a split second there, and then she got into a position that
8-9-2.
really didn't leave her any other option other than just trying to hope to regain court position, but tough ball.
Is nobody in the kitchen? How's nobody in the kitchen?
I
thought everybody was in the kitchen.
Somehow, Newell was able to establish both feet, getting back out. We see
huge point.
Steps up. What? No, I think that may have been a miss one, Rob. I think you're right. I don't know if Newell was able to get both feet back out of the kitchen there before she hit it.
Well, regardless, the result is 9-all. Great decision there from Barr in a pressure moment.
Good pressure, good power, brings up game point.
Smart timeout. 10-9-2, 1 minute.
Another timeout taken here by Fudge and Newell is now they are trying to stave off a game point.
Was it a kitchen violation? You saw it, Chad?
I think it may have been. I don't think she got the second foot out.
Rob, the thing you don't know about me is you do not want to ask my opinion on reviews. I am the worst one in the booth when it comes to determining what the outcome actually is.
And we're not able to, or from what we've tried, I wasn't able to review foot faults, right? Just line calls, point-ending line calls.
Point-ending line calls as you take...
But why not foot faults? Let's just talk about that. Just to get into the APP policies and procedures, you know?
We can get into that in game number 3. Why don't we talk about game point coming up?
There's no cameras on the kitchen line.
Oh, why not? Just
above our
kidding.
pay grade.
Chad's just like, Rob, stop. Just stop.
Fudge and Newell coming back out of the timeout, trailing by 1 here in game number 2. Humberg and Barr trying to force a winner-take-all game 3 here in our second of 2 women's semifinals. Fudge putting away the overhead with some emphasis.
Mari taking a pretty big chance on a low ball that she rolled. Obviously didn't pay off there.
9-10-1.
9-10-1. Barr into the net. It's 10-all. And so that magnifies the chance that Humberg took at 10-9-2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, when you're in these tight parts of the game, you just want to play really high percentage pickleball.
Finally, Humberg waits on one to float long as she was peppering the court with overheads.
10-10-2.
10-10-2.
That's why I think there was a key point there in the first 2 balls where Newell came over, took a backhand away from Fudge, kind of put Fudge out of position a little bit. From that point on, they were both scrambling.
Just a little out of position, yep. That's a ridiculous dink.
It would have been a tremendous pickup by Newell.
It's like a drive from the kitchen at your feet.
I thought you said timeout.
And take another look at this ball from Barr, just right at the feet of Newell. And it is given her and Humberg game point.
Second server.
Just
Wow,
on
Megan.
the line.
Megan bailing out Yana on a really head-high dink. But hey, that's what partners are for.
You got to be able to trust your partner in those moments, right?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Fault, left foot.
Push up again.
No challenge.
Humberg wants
Right?
to challenge it.
No,
man.
can't challenge
Only line
it.
calls. Only line calls are challengeable.
Okay.
We'll see a replay.
Here
She
we go.
goes. She's going to
There's
get
the left
called
foot.
on the left foot again. So she splits. One, done.
Yep. Gotcha.
Good call there from head referee Brett Hutless.
Hey, look, when
Also known
bad
hot sauce.
when bad lobs pay off.
Yeah. But that's
10-11-1.
that's the tennis background right there with the split step push off.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how you're taught. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Doesn't work so well in pickleball.
Second server.
No, but I know that from all the years I spent here in Flushing Meadows playing at Billie Jean King Tennis Center.
Hey,
This
you
was my
know,
tennis career growing up.
To Dorian's
10,
credit,
11,
you
2.
could have made a regional. You could have made.
I mean, look
you
at
know,
me. No way.
Point.
Missed return,
I mean,
11
your
all.
strokes are a little unorthodox. It's not, your standard.
No, I played Division I tennis. Look, but like the other coach would always look at me and be like, "That guy's terrible." I played number 1 too, but I played trash tennis, like ugly stuff, and it worked.
It all goes the same in the book as a win.
Exactly.
Off of the net cord, unkind.
Oh, match
Humberg
point.
cannot believe it as she taps the net cord, asking for a little help of her own, but it is now match point for Fudge and Newell.
12-11-2.
Oh, she missed it.
It was wide open too.
Wanted to end it with a little extra oomph, and it's too long.
The funny
11,
thing
12,
is, though, like when you're on a singles court and you make that ball.
Yeah,
as soon as
exactly.
you go for the drive in doubles, it's almost like you've got this smaller window. You try to go for more.
Second server.
It's so true. It's so odd, right? Like you would never miss that in singles, and then in doubles, it's like you put too much into it.
11-12-2.
11-12-2. Oh, nice combination. 12-all.
Good defense there from Humberg and a good counter. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just got on top and
12-2.
robbed your.
She sits backhand. Don't go to her backhand. She sits backhand. Just get her on that right hip or the right armpit. Backhand. Even though she missed that, she was on it.
Side out, but we are tied at 12 as Humberg and Barr able to fight off a match point.
Two really, really good women's semifinals.
12-12-1. Second server.
Not often you see Megan Fudge miss a return.
Well, that's where you're just trying to be a little
perfect.
fine.
Yeah.
Not wanting to leave the drop up. You're wanting to keep it down.
12-12-2.
I was surprised Yana didn't take it. That was her forehand drop. Now they switch sides. Back to Megan on the left. Funky hop.
Topspin heavy, yeah. Kicked up off the court in an unusual way. We had some weird points here on this court in this match. Still tied at 12 as the serve back
12-12-1.
over to the two seeds.
I don't like when Yana cuts cuts that dink.
5-hole winner from Barr, and it's game point.
That's exactly what Susanna wants you to do. She has that roll, and then when you slice it back, it just allows her to get even more roll on it.
More plain to her spin.
13, 12,
Yeah, you got to at least hit it flat back or respond with topspin. Yeah, that's how you cut off Susanna's dink. Take it out of the air.
Oh, Humberg's the one that pulled the trigger first, but it's too long.
Right ball?
Right ball. If he just slows that thing off speed over Jana's left shoulder, it is money. But just too much juice on it.
Still second serve, so game point number 2. Humberg couldn't make the pickup.
Yeah, nice ball there from Newell, right at the feet of Humberg.
So Fudge and Newell able to get back on serve, trailing by 1 here in game number 2. Fudge and Newell took game 1 at 13-11.
12-13-1.
Backhand sprayed wide.
Well, the hard part with that heavy cut return there from Humberg, especially when it's low and you're trying to drive it, timing has to be absolutely perfect. And if it slides any like it did right there, we saw Newell hitting off the back foot. Oh.
Taking a look at the ball. We saw, to your point about this heavy slice from Mari Humberg, we saw Will Howell struggle with that last night in the mixed doubles gold medal match when he was trying to drive her balls and spraying those wide.
Well, and also, too, a lot of the times you're trying to hit that heavy topspin drive, and when the ball is lower with backspin, you're going to generate more topspin and push it straight down into the net. This time, a little wide from Newell.
They did not tell me physics would be involved in this.
Just rotation. It's not really physics.
Listen, for someone who had to do 9th grade geometry this week.
Come on. If I was to ask you,
I wouldn't be able to either.
If I was to ask you, in a softball perspective, reading the pitch coming out of the pitcher's hand, you can pick up rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. 13-all.
Jeez, you just got to dumb it down sometimes.
We got a baseball and a softball crew in here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just call me dumb?
No.
Okay.
Oh, never.
Into the body is match point.
2 right hips, 1 on Mari, 1 on Susanna. They're finding the right spots.
No, I was thinking you just have to simplify the explanation.
Oh, match point.
Would never call you dumb, Dory.
Urge them to be patient here.
Oh, what a shot by Humberg. Backhand winner to earn the side out.
And we're playing extra pickleball, ladies and gentlemen. Nice flick there. You see Newell trying to come across cover middle.
Everyone going for the water bottles as we play on here on this humid afternoon.
Yeah, not taking timeouts, just hydration breaks.
Especially important considering we're playing all the way through the brackets today. No stop after the semifinal for Championship Sunday. Humberg cuts it just a little fine.
Well, again, there's that tightness of nobody wants to make the error. Nobody wants to speed up on the wrong ball.
Side out.
The pair of Miss Dinks and Fudge and Newell will get another chance at closing out this match.
We're going to game 3. Calling it. This is it.
What, this point right here?
Yeah.
Game
point.
This is match
point. Well, look, I might be right both ways. I might be right both ways. God, there's just all double-digit numbers on the scoreboard.
Ball, left
Oh,
foot.
she got it done for another push-off.
Not on that one, not again. Let's see.
That is how
push-off.
the match will end. Humberg called for her 3rd foot fault of the match. This one on match point, and it pushes Megan Fudge and Jana Newell into the gold medal match as they outlast Mari Humberg and Susanna Barr. We will hear from our winners when we return here on Championship Court at the 2024 Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Less is more, unless it's less beer.
Fat tire.
And we'll take another look at match point for Megan Fudge and Jana Newell. Yeah, it was definitely another push-off there from Mari Humberg. She questioned all 3 of them, but I think Brett Hutler's got them all right. So Fudge and Newell moving on to gold medal. We'll throw it down to AJ McCord for our Franklin post-match interview.
Congratulations, Jana, Megan, a very hard-fought victory here on Championship Court. And Jana, you guys were going at it last night on this exact same court in the women's singles gold medal match, but we talked about how your partnership has made it possible to just turn the page, work together. How important was that for you guys today?
No, it was amazing, and I mean, singles is a totally different game, and I have huge respect for Megan. We were able to build really good chemistry off the court, and I think that's what helps us on the court when the game is tight, 11-11 in the second, and we trust each other's decisions, and it works.
And Megan, tight is the perfect way to describe the ends of those games when the match gets down to moments like that, where every single serve, every single point is so critical. What are you and Jana talking about to make sure that you tap in and are able to get it done?
Yeah, I mean, I literally told her before the point, I was like, you want it? Do you want it? Should we get it now? Should we do it now? I mean, no, amazing digs from her, and just like the focus. She kept me focused and kept me positive. Big moments. I felt like we were playing men's doubles a little bit out there. A lot of dinking, a lot of resets, and just a lot of grinding. But very physical match. Obviously, respect for Susanna and Mari. They're playing amazing pickleball, and I know that won't be our last time to battle. So, congrats to them, and we're excited to be in the final, though.
We're excited to see you later tonight. Congratulations to both of you. We'll see you then.
Well, Rob, you did a great job here in the booth, but I think Dom's got something to tell you right now.
Hey, you ain't got to leave, but you got to get up out of here, buddy.
Like I said, here for a good time, not a long time. It's been a blast.
I'm sorry I missed it. But we're going to take a quick break. Next up here on Championship Court, it's all about the gentlemen here. 2 semifinals coming for you next. Don't go anywhere.